Today it's time to put a couple of my raised beds to rest for the winter. I don't and won't have time to do anything, to plant anything in them for winter this year. So to look after them, I'm going to do a couple of different things on the two different beds just to see how it goes. Hello there, thanks so much for tuning in. So my name's Tim and this is My Carbon Coach, channel all about allotment life and sometimes now shop life. If I can just ask you to tap on the thumbs up button and the subscribe button if you haven't already, and then we'll get started. First thing to do is weed out what's currently in the beds, as some of it looks quite invasive and won't go so well with what I've got planned for at least one of the beds. As you can see, one of them's not looking too bad, just a bit at the top end. The other one, however, completely overgrown, so that's going to take some work. There we go. That is both of the beds weeded as best as I can. Bed number one over here, haven't really dug it over, to be honest, just pulled all the weeds out. Bed number two, I have slightly dug it over. It was very compacted and you'll find out why I need to dig it in just a little bit. So in bed number one, I'm going to go with the classic cardboard covering, and thankfully I've been saving up the delivery boxes at work. So I'm going to make sure that I've got all the plastic tape off from them, but to be honest, most were taped with paper tape, which is all good anyway. So I've probably got enough card to do a single layer, but that should be fine. And I'm also not going to be covering the cardboard with compost or soil just yet, mainly because I don't have any spare. What I am going to do though is weigh it down with bricks, which I've got stashed behind there, and then the first sign of rain, it'll all dampen down and be relatively windproof. For the second bed, I'm going to go with something that I've only just recently heard about, and that was actually from a fellow allotment YouTuber called Ray, and I'll put a link to his channel down in the description, so please go and check it out. I'm going to be sowing some green manure seeds, and I'll just grab them out of my bag. These I picked up from a company called Marshall's because both Simply Seeds and Wilco's were out of stock of any green manures at all. So this variety is called Tagat's Ground Control, and it's got some lovely yellow flowers, and yeah, it looks really great, but not growing it really for the looks, I'm growing it for what it does. So basically all you do is just liberally sprinkle this all over a bed that you've sort of prepared, like I've just done, handily enough, and then wait for the magic to happen. Just sort of sprinkle it and then rake it gently. You don't need to sort of put it into drills or anything, it's just a random covering. What will then happen is it'll just start to grow, and I'm really hoping that I've got the right variety here. But yeah, so you just leave it to grow and grow over the course of a couple of months, a few months, something like that. So roughly around Christmas I should have a whole bed filled with at least greenery, but if not, some beautiful yellow flowers. And then what you do is you cut it all back and yeah, just chop it all down, because you're not trying to grow it for the crops, you're trying to grow it because of the goodness that it will add to the soil. So you might think that growing something will be pulling nutrients out of the soil, but what it's actually doing is fixing the nutrients from the air and the rain and refixing it back into the soil. So when you chop it down and dig it all in, then it'll, hence the name green manure, it will just add all of that goodness back into the soil and really sort of liven it up. And that bed hasn't had any compost put into it really, it's just completely sort of as it was when I got the allotment. So this is going to hopefully do the trick really, really well. So what I'll be doing is I'll be keeping you all up to date on the progress of this, mostly on my social media to be honest, but maybe in a vlog or two depending how things go. But yeah, if you're not already following me, mostly on Instagram I share a lot of things, but Facebook too, sometimes Twitter as well. But yeah, at My Carbon Coach on pretty much everywhere that you can find me, except TikTok yet. I haven't quite been brave enough to start a TikTok as I'm nearly in my 40s now. I'm feeling like I'm on quite a roll now with the allotment. It really helped hearing everyone's advice from a few videos ago when both the allotment and myself were in a bit of a state. I feel that I've pulled it back though, and I feel more like myself now again too. Please don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe, and please take a look at my Patreon if you'd like to think about supporting my carbon coach further. It starts from just £2 a month, and for that you get some sweet perks such as discounts off in the shop, and the shop is going to be going online very soon. If you haven't had enough of my face quite yet, then YouTube is going to recommend you another video to watch. But until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of your plots. Have a fantastic week everyone. Cheers.